Welcome to Blueprints Unsealed, a series of reflections and thought depicting the life and times of society's most influential people, ideas, and culture. In this segment, we will look at some of the top notch warriors from ancient times and discover why they became legends. The most important asset of any nation is its military, and in the absence of a strong defense, an alliance is often required to ensure one's protection. The strength of a military is a delicate balance between its sheer size and the skill set of its troops. The rise and fall of many nations usually comes down to how well its military was able to execute its military pursuits and how well a nation can defend itself against invaders, respectively. Join us as we look at the mightiest warriors of the past and explore the qualities that made them legendary. The Mongols are known as one of the most mightiest of warriors of ancient times. Founded by Genghis Khan, a brutal and highly tactical leader, the Mongolian warriors' tactical advantages on the battlefield can be contributed to numerous advantages in environmental conditions. For one, the Mongols were able to travel faster than any other army during the time. They did this by using smaller horses that were much quicker and more resilient than any average sized horse. In addition, each Mongol warrior would typically maintain 4 to 5 horses whenever they travel. This allowed them to switch between horses as often as needed, allowing for the horses to rest and regain its energy. Second, the Mongols were excellent bowmen. The bows that were used were short and capable of long range attacks with deadly results. Not to mention, this was done while riding on the backs of their horses. Third, the Mongols were nomadic people, which meant they were able to live off the land just fine. This gave the Mongols an edge in the battlefield, since they were well conditioned for the harsh conditions of nature, a trait that none of their opponents shared. For example, they knew how to hunt, fish, and cook many wild animals, and at any given moment, which meant they could strategically prolong the length of a battle while also keeping their stomachs content while their enemies grew tired and hungry. And fourth, the Mongols were able to adapt to the enemy's plans. They devised their tactics based on the enemy's strength and formations. They would think about the terrain of the battlefield and strategically place men at vantage points. They would also shoot a barrage of arrows from a distance just to see how the enemy would react. The information gathered by these activities allowed the Mongols to win many battles victoriously. The word Viking means pirate or raider and is reserved for the seafaring Norse people from southern Scandinavia. From the late 8th to 11th centuries, they often targeted and raided small towns that were not well protected and would kill anybody that stood in their way before taking their belongings and burning whole villages to the ground, completely destroying everything in their path. The Vikings were very brutal, and nothing and no one was off limits when it came to their raids, not even churches or monasteries. In addition, they were known to capture and enslave men, women, and children from the villages they raided. The Vikings' strategy included scouting for villages that were vulnerable and planning the optimal moment for attack. They would use very long swords and axes, which allowed them to keep a safe distance while they attacked. In addition, they would employ psychological warfare tactics by wearing wolf and bear skins and going berserk before they attacked their victims. They ate high protein diets, which meant they were more muscular than their opponents, giving them a crucial advantage on the battleground. Finally, their weapons were made from very high quality of material, which meant better performance in battle. Zulu warriors were led by the African leader Shaka Zulu, who was the king of the Zulu kingdom from 1816 to 1828. Shaka Zulu was best known for building the Zulu military into a formidable force, especially against the British Empire during crucial battles. Some of the best strategies employed by the Zulu warriors included the bull formation, which incorporates two flanks, known as the horns, as they tried to surround the enemy, while the main body of warriors or chest confronted the opposing tribe head on, and a reserve called the loans remained behind unless the enemy threatened to escape. The resulting tactics would destroy an enemy very quickly. This strategy proved successful on many of their conquests. The Zulu warriors were very skillful in deploying spies for intelligence gathering. They had an elaborate system for obtaining and transmitting intelligence and were efficient at outpost duties. This allowed them to track every movement of the enemy during battles, which they used to predict enemy advancements and were able to deploy traps successfully. The Zulu warrior were very fit and conditioned best for close combat. In fact, Shaka Zulu had very strict physical requirements for his warriors that needed to be met. This, combined with their constant drilling and training, has led to some historians to dub the Zulu as the Spartans of Africa. Our fourth and final group for today will focus on the Spartans of ancient Greece. Perhaps they are the most popular and most legendary of all warriors of all time. What makes Sparta unique is a combination of its political style of government, which included elements of a monarchy, an oligarchy, and a democracy. However, most prevalent was its status as a military state, in which Spartan culture was centered on loyalty to the state and military service. Spartan training included a strict physical work ethic and an even stricter code of honor. In fact, a popular battle cry etched in the minds of all warriors echoed, "Come back with your shield or on it." It was dishonorable to return from a battle without a shield and not without a helmet. Reason being, the helmet is for the individual protection, while the shield is for the common good of all. The discipline and respect of a Spartan warrior was treated as top priority. Here's a popular story told of the Spartan warrior. An old man wandering around the Olympic Games looking for a seat was jeered at the crowd until he reached the seats of the Spartans, whereupon every Spartan younger than him, and some that were older, stood up and offered him their seat. The crowd applauded, and the old man turned to them with a sigh, saying, "All Greeks know what is right, but only the Spartans do it." A Spartan warrior was highly trained in hand-to-hand combat, a skill that opponents lacked. The Spartan warrior strategy was to always fight in a united group. In a battle, you always had to fight as a unit, even under dire circumstances. There was no room for an every man for himself mentality. The Spartans would utilize the phalanx formation, whereas every warrior in the front row would hold up their shields in a very tight line, while the second row of warriors would position their spears over the tight line of the large shields. This created an impenetrable wall and was very effective in battle. The Spartans produced weapons that were very effective for violent hackings and very sharp blades capable of piercing body, armor, flesh, and bones, making them one of the most deadliest warriors of all times. It may come as no surprise to learn that military leaders of today have studied the tactics and techniques of these ancient warriors in great detail. In fact, most military programs have included a lot of these strategies in their training manuals and even developed their codes of conduct based on these ancient teachings. Although the battlefield and the way wars are fought has evolved, these methods employed by these ancient warriors are so fundamental that they still can be applied in modern warfare. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like and share this video with a friend.